There we go. Welcome everybody to our weekly webinar. My name is Yevon. I'm with Hikvision, for those of you that don't know who I am. So today we'll be discussing our color view plus X. For short terminology, please call it color view X. We don't need to say the plus. We all can gather there's a plus there. So I did ask head office as well. Color view X is fine. It's fine. So it's not a new technology. It's also not just some sort of additional thing. It's just to categorize and put it into different categories itself to explain it a bit better. But before we go through that, let's just quickly discuss regarding our color view cameras and why we need color view cameras. So very straightforward. Conventional cameras that we have at the back end itself, those cameras we normally have with those little IR lights around it. At nighttime, the more light you have, the brighter the image would be. Obviously, the darker the environment, the black and white your image will stay. So for that specific reason, this is obviously a safety risk. It's not just a safety risk, it's also we're losing a lot of information. So if somebody jumps over the wall and he's got a blue t-shirt on, at nighttime, if it's black and white, it will show that it's a black t-shirt instead of blue. So when the armed response are trying to search everywhere, they're looking everywhere for a guy with a black t-shirt, and then they miss the guy with a blue t-shirt. That, if I can explain it in the best way that I can. So obviously with that, these type of cameras don't have that built-in IR itself. So you don't need to worry about that kind of thing at all, especially if you are familiar with this and you're looking at the cameras at nighttime. The cameras will have the little red lights around it that show you that they are at night in night mode. So on these specific models, we don't have that at all. It's built into the camera, and that is where our the amateur comes into the light itself. That's our f1.0. So just to quickly explain that one, excuse me, I'm going to minimize this one quickly. Hold on. Let me minimize that one. Let's see if I can open up the correct one. There we go. So just to explain a little bit more detail regarding that, I'm sure you guys can all see, this is the best way that I can explain that. So obviously the closer you are, or whatever, the smaller the F count is, or the bigger the F count is, the narrower the image will be itself for the light to be able to come in. Obviously, the bigger it is, this is now obviously F 5.0. This is more on the digital camera side. So those of you that do have DSLRs, that's nice. Power went out. Thanks, Uncle Cyril. We love it. All right, let me fix that quickly. Let me try and reshare that. There we go. I'm going to reshare that. There we go. Okay, so moving along, thank goodness we've got backup UPSs and generators. It will kick in just now. So then we'll go through. So it's the same picture. So sorry for the gentleman in the audience here. Yeah, there we go. Power comes back on. All right, so obviously on our camera side, we have a bigger F or smaller F count. That gives us a wider angle itself. Not just that, it gives us more light coming in. The more light coming in, the brighter the picture would be. So obviously, the bigger that little circle gets, the more light comes in, the more overexposure, the less you'll be able to see the image. So we've got that fine technology balance to be able to do that. So just as an explanation, just a little bit of a guide to help understand it a bit better. All right, let me close that up. Okay, let's see. Let me try and share. Give me 1 second, guys. I have to switch on everything because, you know, Uncle Cyril is fun. So keep that one on. Okay, it's powering up. All right, yeah, power, hey? It's fun, isn't it? It's so much fun. You get home, there's no power. You wake up in the morning, guess what? There's no power. Welcome to South Africa. It's fun. Yeah, great stuff, man. Okay, so while it's busy getting started up, my apologies, guys. Yeah, good, nice. Okay, so there's a whole gang of Lisas here. What's happening? Yo, I should actually do a print screen of that. That's actually very famous. There we go. So many. That's good. So if you want to see, wait, no. Okay, come on, HDMI. Magic. Is it working? Almost. You can do it. That's nice. It's not working. Maybe if I call technical support to help me. Okay, let me try and fix that. My apologies, guys. It's obviously something that we didn't plan for. It's just so nice. There we go. Nice. Now you all have to sit and look at me. How fun is that? Displays. Come on. It's not picking up at all. Why? All right. Okay, it released it. Let's see if I can change the mode on it. It is on HDMI. So what's the problem? All right. Okay, well, we're going to move along. So my apologies that it's not working, but once we're done, I'll quickly go through it again with you. My apologies, guys. This is just so much fun when it comes to load sharing. It is showing that it's there. That's just so silly. Okay. Oh, wrong one, wrong one. Right. Let's try and do that. And now it's giving us that screen because it's putting it on the big one, which doesn't work. Okay. So much fun, eh? All right, let's try and switch this baby off and switch it on. Come on. Let's see if we can get this one on as well at the same time. Good stuff, man. Good stuff. Busy powering up. Nope. It's not going. There we go. All right. So you're going to have to look at it behind me. So let me try and share. Share. And then we share that screen. Second one, share it. There we go. We're back on board. So you're going to have to just obviously check it. All right. So moving along, as we discussed, so that is just basically to explain that whole principle for you guys about that. So very nice at nighttime. When you look at the camera, there's no lights, there's nothing that you can see, nothing like that at all. So it's behind me now. So it's no longer in front of me. So yeah. Okay, moving along. Sure you guys understand. So the first range is just to say about our Color View X itself. These are different product range that falls in that category. We also have the tandem view. I'll show that when we're done. So there are more products regarding that. We have small little PTZs as well, PT cameras as well. That's got color view built into it. So this is not just the only range. This is just for the PowerPoint of explaining it. but there's so much more itself. So going through our panoramic view, which is pretty awesome. That's the first one that we're going to be discussing. So this is a beautiful picture of a beautiful place somewhere in Europe. Don't ask me where, I don't know. I'm technical. All right. So this is a beautiful area, and you want to like basically capture that entire area. So normally you would go and put up camera, let me do this, camera 1, camera 2, camera 3 to get that field of view itself for that. There we go. So now the nice thing is obviously having a proper camera to be able to do that, giving you a 180-degree angle, a proper panoramic view of that entire image, and basically splicing them together, stitching, if you would like to call it. So yeah, you know, putting them all nice together. So beautiful little image. So the way we do this is with our new technology that we have. Obviously you have two cameras, a left and a right. So as you can see with the image here, this with our technology would be able to bind them together with that beautiful colorful image, and then you have one proper image itself. So it basically sets that up for you. So here's a little video that I can showcase that, just to give you a bit of idea of how the new bullet looks like. So this is our new bullet itself for that specific application. So as you can see, there's the two images. They are joined together, but they're not in line. Our technology will basically put them in straight and then put that little split in. So even in dark or bright environments, you get a proper video image itself of that, which is just one hell of amazing technology itself. So love it to bits. Yes, we do have those bullets itself, the tandem view bullets. We have domes as well, but we'll go through that just now. Right, so as a normal setup itself, you'll have multiple cameras, as you can see, as a certain scenario. I think a lot of you are familiar with this, where you have to put like, 4 to 6 different cameras up just to cover a certain area. This application gives you 10 times more accuracy itself. And again, because it's 2 cameras on one device, for this specific model, it's 1 IP address, and it's also 1 license fee. So obviously per channel is different, but it's got 1 license fee itself. So 1 IP address, 1 Cat5 cable going up, very similar to our panoramic PTZ itself, where you have 8 cameras on the top of it, and at the bottom you have the PTZ. It's 9 devices, 9 camera devices itself, but 1 Cat6 cable and 1 IP address, which is just mind-blowing. And for any guys that do installations, you don't have to go and add switches, nothing, no additional power supply. Now you need to buy one of those big boxes to put everything inside. You don't have to stress or worry about that. It's just one normal power brick itself, and it's just going straight up. And for these specific models, it will just be 1 cable itself or PoE. All right. So moving along, places where we would basically install this, as you can see, parking lot right here. And then we have your different park areas and etc., etc. So obviously wide angle, very beautiful field of view, colorful image, 24/7 at 4K resolution. It's definitely worth it. It really looks good. All right. Next up is our color view 4K. There we go. So the 4K resolution, obviously a lot of the guys are familiar with 4K itself. It's a very advanced megapixel itself of a quality of image for resolutions. So for 4K, obviously, if you didn't know, that will be an 8 megapixel camera. So you get a decent quality of image. It's not like digital. It's obviously just for surveillance. So it gives you that capability. But this is a normal picture from an 8 megapixel 4K resolution camera at a beautiful area at our headquarters in China. And if I show you how it would look like in a color view, that is the colorful image. But I don't think you're really seeing the potential there. So later on, I'll show another picture that really captures the actual image in live view. It's also, you can see it actually moving, but as you can see, it's a beautiful image. So normal situations, if you look at a light environment area and you have a 4K resolution, and my PPT just crashed on me. Okay, so if you look at it, it's a very dark environment and you can barely make out. And obviously with the color view, it gives you a colorful image itself. So much more resolutions. Then next up is obviously just to show how a 2 megapixel and a 4 megapixel would look like. It's stuck. Please don't be stuck. Is it stuck behind me? It's not stuck behind me. Okay, I'm going to run away because it just told me that it's crashing. Let's wait for it to respond. Okay, let's try and go back. Let's try and go back. I'm going to use the mouse. There we go. Okay, so we're obviously not going to show the entire slide, but just to have a look at that picture, obviously you got the 4K picture there, and then you got the 2 megapixel camera. Even though it's obviously lower resolution, the colorful image is still there. So wonderful. That is with the supplement light off, by the way. So please take note of that. That's impressive. Right. So this is just to show you guys that beautiful, colorful image at night. Just look at it. It's actually stunning. It's really stunning. So yeah, I don't know if you guys can check it on your mobile phones or on your PC, but that's really a stunning picture. And I think it's difficult to explain it really. Again, a lot of the guys will go, and I'm going to do that again. Let me go back up. Come on. PPT, work with me. Okay, but anyway, so while we wait for it to load and do what it wants to do, whatever it wants to do, because it's, I don't know if it's working for our government or something, this PPT, but yeah. Anyway, so if you have a 8 megapixel 4K resolution, colorful image, color view camera, you have it set up somewhere, please don't go and set up a TV to be able to showcase the beautiful image. Please use a 4K resolution Hikvision monitor itself. A monitor gives us much better resolution on color and colorful image than what a TV would. And yeah, if you're not sure what the differences are between a TV and a monitor of resolutions and color, there's YouTube videos. Hey, isn't it? Yeah. Okay. Right. So let's try and move along so not to get stuck. Okay, there that beautiful image is going. It's stunning. You can see all the lights and the buildings. They have no power issue in China. They've got no power issue. They've got LEDs for days. Hey, and we've got constant issues here. Oh, my soul. Love this country, eh? Come on, move along, PPT. Right. Next up is going to be obviously on our AccuSense side. So just to showcase that AccuSense, a lot of you might be familiar with it. A lot of you still battles to understand how to draw lines and intrusion areas correctly, but we'll get to that later in a PPT, not now. So obviously with that and the 4K resolution, with a normal IR, you can't see a qualified quality image, sorry, a quality image there on the number plate. But obviously with a colorful image, with a color view, you can see and make out the registration much better. It's not an AMPR, no, it's just a normal camera, but a color view camera, not normal, you know, very advanced, 4K resolution, and you can see the quality of that image itself. All right, so with the AccuSense, built in is our deep learning algorithm. So for you, for some of you that might be still living under that stone and don't know what the AccuSense is, AccuSense is what our deep learning algorithm is, where we can define the differences between non-things between human and vehicles. So we only concentrate on human and vehicles itself and or others. So others also, there are other categories as well. You can enable it for different functionalities. So there is that capability as well. So in other words, if you want to In other cases, we'll have the other, that's this part here on the new models. The other, those are like for pick and pay. We would do a trolley monitoring. So the AccuSense section of our deep learning algorithm will just follow the trolleys. Durban Shipping Harbour, for the fishing industry, we just follow the fishing boats. So nothing else. So that's where that other category will fall in. For certain big companies will have maybe PPE at mining areas, then we'll just follow hard hats. So if you're not wearing it and you're putting it, so that kind of stuff. So, but anyway, moving along. So you have that security point of view of having that kind of capability, which is pretty awesome. And now it comes in with a colorful image. So you can see brighter quality, much better performance out of it, etc., etc. So normal black and white trigger, it will give you the information. As you can see, there is a lady standing there. But if you look at the colorful image, you can see what color she is wearing. Sorry. And for any security company, that will be a plus, because then we know exactly what's happening. So the next one is our little video about our lifeguard. So, and the AccuSense section of that, my apologies, it might be loud. I'm not going to try and set it down, so be prepared for that one. Wow. This card is not working. Okay. It helps. Yeah, real time. That's just awesome. Actually, the video is very loud, but anyway, so it didn't work for me. Okay, but moving along, I'm sure you guys could understand, if a vehicle enters a restricted area, it will warn them with a flashing light and an audible warning to tell them that please vacate, or this is a restricted area, or just a siren noise, whatever you set it up for. All right. So moving along, before I carry on embarrassing myself, lifeguard, this is where it's very important. So as an example, you have a camera with a colorful image, you have a PIR in it, and you have a siren, and you have a built-in microphone and strobe light as well. So you have all those little things in one little camera that does everything that you need it to do. So which is just amazing. And I'm sure you guys understand, because we had this on our HIK Pro series as well. So very nice feature. Okay, so next up is just to showcase, obviously, where would we be able to use that. And my PPT is stuck again. Is it? It is stuck. There we go, it's moving. All right, so obviously there's multiple different places where we can put that in. I showcased yesterday a video of a dirty kitchen. It wasn't mine, it's somewhere overseas. I'm not going to mention anything, but it was a dirty kitchen. And I had a HIK Pro camera in there with the heat detection, so to be able to prevent fires, and it made a noise. So pretty awesome. But obviously there's multiple other places where you could use that. All right. So next up is on our color view with our varifocal, just to go through that as well. There's different ranges of color views that we have in our varifocal as well, different products, different models. So again, as I mentioned earlier, that is on the lens itself, is that little opening itself. So that opening is so big that it's standing at a f 1.0. It used to be an f 2.0. Now it's obviously been improved. On digital cameras like DSLRs and stuff like that, for the guys to do photography, they would understand this way better because they work with it on a daily basis. That gives them that beautiful image of the person, and then the background will be blurred out. That's where they would use that kind of functionality as well. But we use it on our surveillance cameras to be able to give you a better and clear image itself with our technology on top of it. All right, this is our varifocal. So the nice thing is, even if you are going in through with a varifocal, so let's say it's a 2.8 millimeter to a 12 millimeter lens, this will allow us to zoom in to that area environment, but still have that quality of image. So just to show you guys how that would look, this is our normal color view camera with varifocal built into it. So if we go to the T side itself of it, where we zoom in, this will be that colorful image still. So even with that very focal zoomed in, it will still give you that beautiful colorful image. So just to look at that, there you can see the lovely, beautiful buildings. And if we zoom in, ta-da, everything is there. All right, very nice. I don't see the signage on the building. I think they switch on the lights. Anyway, they've got a lot of power there. Moving along. So as we discussed, multiple different products, multiple different ranges that we have. So from our 180-degree panoramic view itself, we have for our very focal, our 4K resolution of quality of image. We have it on our lifeguards, and we have it on our deep learning algorithm for AccuSense and etc. So there's multiple different products. So ColorView X is not some new range. It's just to say our ColorView image or ColorView product itself is in multiple different ranges. So that's where ColorView X comes in. All right, and it's stuck. There we go. Ha, it's working. So as you can see, from a 2 to 4 to 8 megapixels, there are different versions. We have varifocals, we have domes and varifocal with AccuSense built into it. Majority of the guys are ordering now the ColorView with the built-in AccuSense, everything. So everything is ready for them to use. Normal lifeguard cameras, big bullets, big lenses, and then obviously our panoramic as well. So very nice, different models, and there's so much more range out there for our ColorView X itself. That product will come through a lot in the future as well. So that's a pretty colorful image. Thank you very much on that one. Let me show you guys quickly our how can I say it, the tandem view. I just quickly want to showcase that. So tandem view as well. Is it going to show? No, it's not going to show. Man, does it show now? Ha, there we go. All right, so that same panoramic view is on top of the tandem view PTZ. This is our latest PTZ technology. So you'll have a colorful images on the top with a built-in AccuSense as well. And underneath it, you'll have the normal PTZ with quite a lengthy range as well. It's a dark fighter technology built into it. It's not a colorful image because our big PTZs do not have color view image as yet. It only has the dark fighter. But on the top, you have 2 cameras. So yeah, you have 3 in total, 1 IP address. So very nice setup. So that field of view, is it going to be there? I missed it. My apologies. There we go. I didn't check. So you got that beautiful field of view area on the 180-degree wide, super wide angle itself, and underneath it you have the PTZ. So pretty nice, pretty awesome product as well. And there's so much more. So yeah, just give your supplier a ring up. And yeah, for those of you that got questions, please stay behind after the recording. Thank you very much for joining. It was a very short one, but it's just to explain a little bit more about the differences between ColorView and ColorView X. ColorView X is not some major upgrade or anything. It's just to say our product line falls into that category. All right, let me stop there.